Now, Eddie, I also want to know the recording of the documentary. Are you guys done, or there will be another opportunity for other voices and faces to be part of the contributors?
Okay, so I think I'm gonna talk about the documentary a bit. So the documentary is about Paimuka. The documentary is specifically about Paimuka. We believe Paimuka is an album that shaped an entire trade in terms of contemporary music in Ghana. And Paimuka, we all can't run away from the fact that Paimuka remarks a phenomenal cultural moment in our industry. Even though we talk about the likes of Reggie Rockstone starting this movement, the NFL starting this movement, Paimuka is a cultural moment that signifies that, like, the breakthrough for everybody. When Obrafour made it possible to tell everybody that, Charlie, you can do this thing in your own language. So for us, it was important to be able to magnify Paimuka as an album. And, you speak to certain poets, you speak to certain academia, and they are marveled by the poetry construction of the album. They are marveled by, the oratory of the young man at that age and all of that. So that is one thing that we wanted to really, really focus on. But, in the course of all those conversations, other conversations came up that we felt like was really, really important as well. Like the state of the industry before Obrafour came in, and how Obrafour influenced the whole new generation of artists leading up to till today. He's been around for 20 years, but still we all realize, day in, day out, we realize that he keeps on influencing the new generation coming in and going out. So for us, the documentary was an opportunity to zoom in on a Paimuka album, and any other conversations that came around it too, I think was exciting as well.
I see. So I was asking that, are you guys done recording it, or there is still an opportunity for some people?
We wrapped up shoot, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So this is what happened with our shoot. So the producer we worked with decided that the documentary was going to be mainly talking heads on black background, interspersed with archives, interspersed with old videos and all that, so that we could have the conversation. So we decided to have the recording at the Me Promo Studios at Yawulu over a period of 3 days. So we reached out to people and we asked them, we have these 3 days of shoot. Which of these days is convenient for you? For us as producers, we wanted to be able to shoot as many people as possible in a day, because when you shoot more people, you cut cost as well. And the cost of moving around to shoot all of these people that we decided to do was also something that, we were also thinking of. So we had 3 days of shoot, and which started somewhere around May. So it tells you how we spoke to people over and over, and we were sure that, okay, until we get your consent, we are not booking the studio. So it was over a period of 3 months. 3 days over a period of 3 months. Yeah.
3 days over a period of 3 months. And all the people you wanted their contribution on the documentary, you informed all these people before, or maybe even in the month of May.
Okay, so you know how this industry works. Industry is purely based on relationships. So our conversation with all of these people was not just a one-way conversation. For some people, you needed to accord respect. I couldn't call some people directly, so I had to leave certain calls for Obrafour to do, because he goes way back with some of these people, and definitely was going to make them easy to come. So we reached out to a number of people. But for me, I think majority of the people showed up. And on the day that we were engaging with the press, I mean our friends, because most of them that came are friends between me, Obrafour, and our partners that is creating music. We made it clear to them that we wanted to capture a substance of the story, which was Paimuka, the album that shaped a trade. So for us, we captured it. Any other thing that came on was an icing on the cake. Any other person who came on to eulogize Obrafour and all that was just an icing on the cake. The main aim of this documentary is to preserve Obrafour's legacy. And apart from this documentary, we're actually writing a book. It's in its finishing stages. We are almost about 90% close to finish the book. And what we have identified over a period of that time is that we've not been able to preserve our legacy in things like this, in documentaries, in books, in researches and all of that. And that is what Obrafour intends to do with his legacy. So that, when people come in the future, there is something to hold on to. There's that documentary to go on YouTube and watch. There's that book to read and get to know exactly the contribution of Obrafour to the genre of hip life and contemporary music as a whole.
I see. Now, let's now zoom into the Obrafour, Sark, Ochame, Kwame saga. When did you guys inform Sark that, bro, on this day, or which day do you think would be comfortable for you to do your shooting? How was that communication done?
Okay, I think to be fair to Obrafour, I'm going to speak on my terms, in terms of, I engaged Angel directly. So I think I can speak to what ensued between me and Angel. As I told you, certain relationships are very, very delicate. I started working with Obrafour last year, and Obrafour's relationship with Obrafour spans before I even got into that relationship.
Yeah.
So it's important that I respect that line. So I know for a fact that Obrafour had been engaged in Sark for a very, very long time. But not to break protocol, I decided to engage Angel because sometimes I refer really power. So if you work with somebody and I continuously remind you, I think the first time I hit Angel up was before 8 August, and these are all in chat messages. So leading up to the documentary, there was enough time to inform them. And there was when they decided to shoot, there was no day nobody raised an objection that we couldn't come to meet promo. It was agreed from the beginning. And even on that day of the shoot, I was not in Accra. So the producer was liaising directly with them. And I knew all about this IES because Angel had opened up enough to tell me that, Charlie Guy, these are activities of the year on the day. We're going to squeeze you in and we're going to show up. So, so for me, as I said, I can just talk about what ensued between me and Angel. With him, I think he did well. We all know how, third-party conversations are. So for me, I can speak on that bit. But what ensued between Obrafour and Sark, I think, it's that father-son relationship that we all need to respect. And I think it's very important.
I see. So you and Angel agreed on which date for the recording?
I think I need to check my WhatsApp message. I think, fortunately, all these conversations were on WhatsApp. So we agreed on a day. I think on the day that Sark spoke on the IS. And I think I had reached out to him days before. And he was like, so I said, it was because I had tried to hit him up a number of times. So on the last day of shoot, I sent him a text message and said, Angel, shall I beg? This is the last day of shoot, and it would be great to have him. Otherwise, it would be hard because we've been waiting to happen. Because I think he realized the severity of the fact that, Charlie, we are wrapping up and he in some way. So he, I think, did his best to get him there. But as I said, what ensued between Obrafour and Sark there, I can't tell.
He got him where? You said he insisted and he got him there. Where exactly are you talking about? You
mean, I think I don't understand this.
No, you said you left everything in the hands of Angel, and Angel insisted...
No. So for me, as I said, ordinarily, he is his manager. So for me, he told me he was going to get Sark there to shoot at me promo. He assured me.
So did they go? Did they go to me promo?
No. For me, they didn't go to me promo. I think it was later in the day that because what I had told Angel in the beginning of the day was that, Angel, I have between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to shoot Sark there. But just keep me updated on whatever happens. So it was later in the day. Angel hit me up and was like, "We are running late. Oh, did you say 2 p.m.?" And I was like, 3 p.m. I was like, so I think he was trying to struggle between the 2 and 3 p.m. And I was not ready to. And all of that. So later, the excuse was, okay, we had to go and change the shirt and all of that. But for us to, we had a window to shoot as well. So it came up that, they couldn't show up. And, I think it happened on that day.
So they were supposed to go back to Lashibi where Sark leaves to go change before they come back to Cholu?
I have no idea where they were going to change. It will be very difficult to tell you where I knew they were going to change. I had no idea. But for me, I think I had that full assurance from Angel that I was going to make it happen for you on this day. I was going to get Sark to be there. Well, as I told you, I knew Sark and Obrafour were also having a conversation. But that is something I can't discuss.
I see. Well, yesterday, Angel explained to us that they also had it in their plans to come there after the IS. But then the IS time elapsed. They extended their stay there. And because of that, they couldn't meet the time, the deadline you gave them, that is between the 2 and 3 p.m. They could not meet it. But then they also told the producers that they are available. They are even in their house or in their studio. If they are willing, they could come there to record, and your producers also never followed up. Can we also argue on that a little bit?
Okay, I think the challenge about that was the fact that, we had scheduled people to shoot in the course of the day. And I think that was the same day we were shooting Red Rock Stone. So right at 4, we shot Red Rock Stone, and it ran late into the night, around 12 p.m. We had not planned to move out to shoot anybody. So that is why I said that,
Eddie, let me get this. Let me get this information. So on the day that was agreed that after Sarkodie will come there, you guys left the studio around 12 midnight.
Yes, we left to Reggie Rockstone's house to shoot. Because ordinarily, Reggie Rockstone had raised about 2-3 weeks ago that he was not going to make it to the studio. So that is why I'm trying to raise the point that if per se, I had had this conversation with Angel. We were having this conversation probably a week to this event. You could have raised the objection to a guy, I can't shoot a mid promo, so that we make provisions. As I said, in the day, we had not just shot Sark, we had shot a number of people throughout the day who had agreed to pass through. But it came in very late. That whole thing of come and shoot in my house, I didn't even know about it. So that's why I said there was probably another conversation that ensued between him and Obrafour that I don't know about.
Oh, okay. So what it means that if Sark had suggested earlier that I can't come to the studio, so come to my office or come to my house, you guys would have done that.
Oh, bro, I think it's about flexibility. As I said, yesterday I had people said on your show.
Yeah.
Nobody owes nobody, but sometimes it's about bending your back a bit to come true for somebody that you have. If you had discussed all of these things, nobody would have been changing and see a bit. I can tell you, Ohini Jan told us, I can't even shoot. I'll shoot in my house, send me the script, and I'll send to you. And we're flexible as well.
Okay.
So for me, I think it was that communication and letting me know, Charlie, we can come there, come to my house, so that we fix you in the course of the day. You get me, Sammy?
I get it. So be honest with me on this one, Eddie. Sark, who is not part of this documentary, has it taken something out of it?
Not at all, but as I said, it was going to be a cherry on the cake. It would have been beautiful to see that guy who considers you a godfather to come talk about it. But the real substance of the story is about the Painuka album. And so, I mean, you should read the book. You should watch the documentary. It's something that we need to preserve. So, as I said, the real substance of the story is the Painuka album, the album that shaped the trade. So the other things that come on it are extras. It would have been beautiful to have Sark come and eulogize his godfather and all of that. But we feel like we've not missing the real substance of the story.
I see. Now Eddie is asking, I should have seen this, but when he was doing his call-ups for people to come and see the documentary, he forgot my number or my name.
Who?
What I'm saying is that he just said that I should have seen the documentary, but I'm saying that when you were doing the call-up for people to come see the documentary, you forgot my number.
Okay, so Sammy, I'm gonna put you on the spot now. So I was at Mr. Watson when we were, Create Music, Create Concept is our partners in this.
Yes, I know.
So I was actually with Forsen, and when he told me that, Sammy there, he's my guy, I'm gonna get Sammy there. So I think you should call Mr. Forsen and give him Wahala now, because maybe it's not me. Because Mr. Forsen told me specifically that Sammy, I'm getting Sammy here myself. So I think it was also an oversight on me, not reminding Mr. Forsen that he didn't have you there. So I think I would just apologize and go for it. I think we'll note all of this. It's been a learning curve for us.
Mr. Forsen was the person who created the error, yeah?
No, I'll blame Mr. Forsen because there's no Al Brown Sammy.
I know.
There's no Al Brown Sammy.
I know. But then beyond everything, is Obrafour feeling some way about the exclusion of someone like Sark in this documentary? Maybe you know best, and I believe you can do that presentation well for us. Is he feeling some way that is he feeling like that?
I don't know. I don't know whether you know the posture of Obrafour. Obrafour is a man who say the BCB and Yankopon. You get me? Yeah, and that is one thing I like about him. That, he feels like everything happens for a reason. So he's not holding grudges, but he feels strongly that, things like these happen for a reason. I think if just we would not be having this conversation by now. As you get me, we wouldn't have had this conversation for me to break down the reason why we are doing all these documentaries. So I think, sure, he believes that things happen for a reason, that he's not perturbed at all.
I see. After the documentary, what is next? I believe a section of the media, they have seen it already. After the documentary, what is next in plans?
So we're going to premiere the documentary on the 27th at the Silver Best Cinemas. And right after that, we're going to have a panel discussion. As I told you, a few issues came up in the documentary in terms of the state of the industry, how the industry looks now, and we just want to have a short panel discussion on those issues. After that, I think we'll be counting down to the main concert on the 9th of November at the Accra International Conference Center. And also, in between that, we'll also be unveiling the book, the Opaimuka, the album that shaped the trade. And I think in the background too, we are working strongly on the foundation as well to be able to impact lives as well. So I think, yes, about it. But once we screen the documentary at the Silverbed, we're hoping to put it on TV as well. in bits of 10 minutes to be able to show to the rest of Ghana as well. As I said, we're just trying to preserve a legacy.
I see. Now, how much are we to pay for the premiere of the documentary at the Silverbird Cinema?
Tickets will be mainly sold at the gates, but I'm not so. It's between. We've not agreed yet because of a few things. Like between 20 and 30 cities. It should be something that anybody can afford.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sure 20 and 30, that will be okay for the fans to come.
Yeah.
Eddie, we wish you guys well. And
I also want to put, I think yesterday, later in the day, I had a opportunity to listen to your interview, and there was a bit of misinformation in there that I want to straighten. Okay. I think you mentioned that, we went into Kwahu to shoot the documentary, which assumed that, we could move from Accra to Kwahu to documentary. Much more can we move to Lashibi.
Okay.
We went to Kwahu purposefully to pay a courtesy call on the Kwahu mine. As you may already know, Obrafour comes from Kwahu.
Exactly.
And we intend to do a number of courtesy calls as well, leading to 9th November. So it's respectful and it's deemed proper that you start from your home. But it's just that, now, we are all content-hungry people. So when we go to places like this, it's important that, we capture all these content and put it on social media. So it was about it. It was not a matter of going there to shoot a documentary. The documentary was about Paimuka. And I believe we spoke to the relevant people who had the story about Paimuka.
Oh, okay. Eddie, thanks so much, and we wish you guys well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to clarify.
Any day.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. And that was Eddie, who happens to be the manager of the legendary Obrafour, setting the standards for us to know that this is what really happened. See idea, Anyama so Emma so subim. Yenshwe day night the concert and also in failure. But then listen to this advice Obrafour gave to Sark, whether it is happening today or not. Any Sark with them no. Okay, can ubet make can boom and I want you the amenya mistake.
Oh, me say men can boom.
Okay, can boom me.
Sammy. Me kind of simple, me trying it here.
Okay.
I think say we are we are all busy towards what we decide to be busy towards.
Okay.
Na obi frewa oh challenge let me frewa so I want for oh challenge my busy. But I mean the reality really is that you'll always respond to who you respond. Who you don't want to respond, you put them at busy. We make time for what we wish to be involved in. It is also possible say Ebiana truly Saturday them were busy attending to something. But in the hierarchy of priority, me feel say or prioritize that documentary. Apart from the fact say Obrafour on one kasankasa claims Obrafour and the Godfather. Clearly in that song you played and through things, it's a documentary that's going to stay forever.
Yeah.
Your place, you want one kasa Sark there, your place as a king will be succinted in that documentary. And see, for me, it is his loss and not Obrafour's. Say he wasn't in that documentary. I don't see how much it will take from Obrafour's story. If Obrafour's story is being told, obviously Sark is a son, and it will prove the mettle of Obrafour. Say, look, you've come as far as raising sons like this, but a Sark or the loss that he's not in that documentary. Because Obrafour is a legendary by all standards. And apart from perhaps whatever happened now, it show some form of disrespect and a lack of priority for the relationship now. It cast Sark, and anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it cast him in a certain hypocritical stature. Say you have shown the man that respect in a song, yet when he wants to do a documentary to, put his pride of place in society, you couldn't feature and endorse or say a word of two to your Godfather. Me feel say Kenya, and I will advise him, say however busy they are, whatever it is they are doing, these issues that are going up and down, and yet he should find a way. He should find a way of getting himself in that documentary, even if it is going to be at his expense. I think say
Okay.
Na bibi anye fine. Fine.
The see they almost said documentary no more we omo nya hwe hwe biem. Ye ba be premier crapo.
Omo wi. Omo edit.
Yeah, we.
But you and I know say Sark ye bibia. They can still edit it inside.
Oh, that
because look, Sark is a very important member.
Sark time is a very time out the year juma share no one is wa.
Near omo kano. A protest. It is a registration of indignation.
Who is protesting?
From Obrafour's camp.
They are protesting.
Yeah. Say they are registering the fact. Say they are not happy about what happened. In spite of the publicity now, anyway. I'm telling you the importance of Sark in Ghana's rap history and in our current dispensation. If he's part of the documentary, to add something to it. It doesn't matter, baby, or do. Look, you and I know, say it's a simple matter of dragging it to the timeline and adding it to it. But you can't say as if it is cast in stone. It is not cast in stone. If Sark does a recording,
why don't you want to respect the time of the organizers in what they are doing?
I do respect.
They have timelines in doing everything.
Sammy,
they have even set a date for the premiere of the documentary.
When is the premiere?
He said 27th or so.
27th.
Yes.
And I hope I me say. Say Sark ye bibi. They are doing the thing 27. Today is 10th, isn't it?
Boss, that is not the only thing they have on their table doing. So why should they go back again?
If they don't, if that's not the only thing, why has Sark non-participation in the documentary become a subject we are all discussing?
Yes.
It is because of the weight of the person we are talking about. And see, if the weight of the person we are talking about warrants a place in the documentary, no matter how late, they can still fix him. Otherwise, let's dismiss this matter and let's all go to sleep because that Sark is irrelevant.
So to them, that is to Team Obrafour and the planners of the event. To them, they've dismissed him. They've dismissed him. They are not going to do anything with him again. You are saying we should bring him back. We want to know the cause. What caused it? Because of the relationship we know exists between them.
Originally, wasn't Sark supposed to be part of the documentary? There was a certain arrangement made, which means
and it failed.
Which means he's important in the scheme of things. But due to one or two misunderstanding and a miscommunication and a mistiming, anything I went to me and isn't that the case?
You moving on. We don't go back.
May see for matters to rest. Okay, yes, we may have moved on. Without him because he didn't respect the time, whatever it is. But Niamey can say it is because Sark is important to the documentary. That's why he was invited in the first place, isn't it?
Exactly. And everyone else who was invited.
And everyone else, not the entire Ghana.
Yes.
Not all the rappers in Ghana were invited. Selected few. Many are called, but few are chosen. The chosen ones were the ones supposed to be part of that documentary. What I'm saying is that he is important in the scheme of things. So I'm saying to reconcile issues, okay, to let this issue go to rest. If Sark's team does a recording, a footage, I'm sure they can always find middle grounds to say that we are done. We are premiering on 27th. For me, it is a registration of their protest. They are not happy about the fact. Say they gave him some modicum of respect to be part of the documentary, but for one reason or the other, he wasn't able to. And to me, me feel say, we are moving on now. They are well, fair enough. Let's respect their time. But me feel say, Sark, it will also be good.
Okay.
Say
but they have not done that.
Then sleeping dogs. No, I'm saying that if Sark does, it's an advice to Sark and his team.
Okay.
I wish that they do it. What I say, one more year, senior bear and something will go and rest, so that it doesn't look like there's a rift between himself and his godfather or Sark. Looks, let's give Obrafour. Let's give honor to whom honor is due. Absolutely, Obrafour deserves all the honor we can give him because of the pace setter role he did. So let's be in his good books. That's it.
All right, thank you so much, Chief Charles, for that one. And Funny by Nature is a comedy event put together by